Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live. It is the Monday night, 9 p.m. live. Today's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to those of you who served. I don't know how long I'm going to go live tonight. I do want to let everyone know there's not really any updates on that $400 gas rebate or gas refund right now. Gavin Newsom wants one thing, the legislators want another thing, and they're gridlocked and they can't decide. Someone did ask me during yesterday's stream if I thought that a gas tax holiday, they call it, would be better than the $400 rebate. And my answer to that was no. I want to do the math on that. I'm erasing my whiteboard so I can just go through that example. So the gas tax here in California is 51 cents. Okay. That's what they would talk about giving us a gas tax holiday on. Okay. And let's say that your gas tank takes 17 gallons to fill. Okay. So 17 gallons times 0.51 equals, I got to do the math on my calculator. I should probably be able to do that without a calculator, but I can't. So that would be on a 17-gallon tank times 51 cents savings on the gas tax. That would be a reduction of $8.67. And to me, that's not that impressive because right now, gas is about $6 a gallon. And that's if you get like the cheap gas and you pay for it cash and not a credit card, because they charge you like 10 cents more a gallon if you pay with credit card. So let's just say gas is $6 a gallon. So $6 times 17 gallons to fill up your tank. That equals, I'm going to use my calculator again, 17 times 6. That equals $102. Sorry if this isn't showing up very well. $102. So $102 to fill up your tank. But if they gave us a gas tax holiday, that would be minus the $8.67. That would mean you're still paying on a 17-gallon tank $102 minus $8.67. It's still going to cost you $93.33 to fill up your tank. And I don't think that's what people want. I think pre-pandemic, right? I think gas was around $4 a tank. Okay. So gas pre-pandemic in like 2019 cost around $4 a gallon times 17. That equals, drum roll, please, 4 times 7. Oops. Hold on. My calculator is not doing the math the way I want. $4 times, oh my goodness, why won't this clear out? 4 times 17 equals. So it used to cost in 2019, it would cost the same person $68 to fill up their tank. And that's the number that I think people want to pay. Well, you probably don't even want to pay $68 at the tank. But to save $8.67, it's just not that impressive. And let's take this even further, right? So it's still, if they did the gas tax holiday where they didn't charge us the 51 cents extra tax, it would save you $8.67. So the gas rebate or refund that they're looking at would be giving each Californian, and they haven't decided out how yet, $400. Let's try and switch to the black pen and see if that's any better, because this isn't showing up anymore. There we go. $400 divided by $8.67, that would equal 400 divided by 8.67 equals. So that would mean 46 times of filling up your tank to get to that $400 mark. Also, I just don't feel like when you're used to paying $68 to fill up your tank and now it costs $102, like a gas tax holiday would bring it down. And they're not saying they're going to do this, but that would it would bring it down like less than $10. Like that's not really going to help anyone. Whereas Infinity was on here yesterday and they said that they needed to buy new tires for their car, right? I just bought new tires for my car. I bought tires not from the dealership because it's way too expensive to do it that way. But doing it that way, I paid $360 for new tires. So even though like I would still have to spend a lot at the gas pump, at least my tires would be paid for with the $400. Like people, if they get the $400 all at once, they can decide how they want to use it. They can put it towards the extra cost of gas. They could put it towards new tires. They could put it towards credit card debt. Maribel is asking, where should I invest my money? And honestly, I would open a Webull account. I still like Webull. So I would do Webull, and I would just, if you're not that familiar with stocks, Graham Stephan likes index funds. I think that's a good place to invest right now. But if you're not, and I also have my Webull link in the description down below. If you're not interested in individual stocks and index funds, they're saying that I bonds, letter I, bond, BOND, that I bonds have a rate of return right now of about 9%. That does tie up your money for at least a year before you would kind of be able to withdraw it. And I'm not a financial expert, so I can't really tell you where to put your money. There's different levels of risk, right? Which is why I would say to my audience who are new to investing for the most part, do the index funds, but also sign up for all the free stocks, right? There's all sorts of different platforms. I have referral links to Robinhood and to Webull in my description, but there's Public. There's something called Moomoo. There's M1 Finance. A lot of these companies will give you a free stock just for signing up. And honestly, if you have a couple different free stocks when you sign up, it gives you a loose idea of what's happening to those stocks in the market. You can say, oh, okay, when we get news about what's going on with Russia and the Ukraine, this is what happens to the free stocks that I got. When they talk about a recession, you can watch and see like what happens to those stocks for free. So one, I would get all the free stocks that you can. Why not? And then I also like Yada Savings Bank if you just want to save money. But right now, right, there's inflation. And basically, inflation is you get less for your money. So let's say, again, inflation with gas prices. In like 2019, gas prices were around $4 a gallon. In 2022, gas prices are $6 a gallon. Now, there's a lot of other things playing into this, but that's largely inflation, right? It's the cost of things going up. So your money doesn't buy as much as it used to. So basically, they say that if you're saving your money, right, in a couple years, that money that you saved may not buy as much as it would today. So that's why so many finance channels are kind of steering people away from saving money. I also want to share, I really do like Yada Bank. Like everything that I talk about to you guys are things that I use and that I would recommend, right? I wouldn't recommend I don't know. What do I not like? Jicama. I don't like the vegetable jicama. So some people do, but I'm not going to recommend jicama because I don't like it. I like Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. It's probably not the most healthy diet, but what, like, if we saw each other on the street and you were like, Shelly, do you want to go get Taco Bell? Yes. Shelly, do you want to put some money into Weeble? Yes. Do you want to save some money on Yada Savings Bank? Yes. Last night I was on to win $10,000 through Yada Savings Bank, and I didn't. I won just over $69, I think it ended up being. I was at $65 in winnings from Yada Savings Bank last night. If I would have gotten one more number, I needed number 56 to win the $10,000, because Yada Savings Bank pays you interest based on the money that you have in there. But they also do, like, they draw a number each night and you have the potential to win up to $10 million. No one's ever won the $10 million, but a couple of people have won Teslas. Several people have won the $10,000. It wasn't me, though. I needed number 56 and they pulled number 52. So it was close. But it wasn't that. If you guys want to sign up for Yada, if you guys do want to save money, I just dropped the link in chat. I dropped my Weeble link in chat, and I always have those in my descriptions down below. Also, with Yada Savings Bank, you can just use code Michelle20 to sign up if you want to do that. Because it was, even though I didn't win the $10,000, it was still really exciting being like, oh my God, if they pull number 56, I will get $10,000. Pauline, I am good. I worked today. I just got home from work. That's why, like, I don't actually have bags under my eyes. It's just where my makeup has faded. And you guys know, like, this eye, when I get tired, it droops a little bit. So this eye is a little droopy. Is that actually a lazy eye? Is that what that is? Okay, let me see what other comments you have. Oh my God, Sonia's trying to give me a heart attack because she said that yesterday she paid $6.79 a gallon. That breaks my heart. So I live near an Arco, and I just put in Arco gas, and I just put in like the cheapest Arco gas I can get. Mel says we need more than 400 because Mel put in $100 on Friday, and yet Mel was paying between 50 and 60. Can I talk about Weeble? Yes. So I really like Weeble. They're always doing some promotion. I honestly don't know right now, when you use my referral link, how many free stocks you get. But it's like it's Weeble's 4-year anniversary. So they've been in business for 4 years. They seem to be a good company. I want to say that they're giving out more than just 2 free stocks. So you can trade cryptocurrency on Weeble. You can trade stocks on Weeble. They always say, right, because this is not financial advice, they say do your due diligence, which means research the company on your own. I got really lucky. I've been lucky and I've been unlucky. I invested in Etsy a long time ago, before Weebles was even around. My Etsy stock has gone up a lot, but it doesn't always mean that it will continue to go up. I think Meet Kevin has a lot of really good videos on stock investing and, like, kind of how to research whether stocks are a good investment or not. He looks at, like, their cash on hand. He looks at, like, their business forecast to really do a deep dive into each stock if it's a good investment, which is your due diligence. It's a very lengthy process, which is why a lot of financial channels, including myself, I would recommend investing in an index fund. So what the index fund does, like, maybe you guys have heard of the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the top 500 stocks. So you can find index funds that invest in the top 500 stocks. Kathy Woods, she likes not she likes. The funds that she picks usually are called ARK investing. And there's like ARK K and ARK Q and ARK R and ARK. There's a lot of ARK followed by another letter. And those are different sectors. Sectors are the same kinds of things that we looked at when we looked at the EDD statistics for which job sector had the most jobs. So there's the healthcare sector, there is the retail sector, there is the technology sector. So there's all sorts of different sectors, and Kathy Woods has a lot of different ARK funds that, depending on what sector you think might do the best, it will invest in lots of different companies within that sector. Anyway, I recommend, if you're totally not familiar with stocks, one, I would, if your company offers a 401k, I would do that. And I would get the company match at least. And then I do like Webull. I think to get your free stocks, you have to put in like $1 of your own money, but you can pull that dollar right back out after you get your free stocks. There's nothing that stops you from doing that. And then from there, watch what happens to your free stocks and get all the free stocks. Get them on Robinhood, get them on Webull, get them on Public, get them on Moomoo, get them on M1 Finance. Wherever will give you free stock, get them all, because it's probably not going to be the same free stock on the different platforms. And one, I like free things. Two, then that gives you a little bit of variety so that you can see how each of your free stocks do when certain news things happen. And that's really a good way for somebody who's never done anything with stocks before to kind of get familiar. Okay, I hope that made sense. Okay, Mel says we need more because gas will be $7 by the end of the year. Yes, and California actually normally has something called there's like a summer blend of gasoline that's supposed to, like, I guess, do better in the hot weather. So, the California blend for our hot weather cost more money. So weird, but anyway, okay. Mel, is Cali getting another stimulus? They're not talking about another stimulus exactly. They're talking about this gas rebate or refund in the amount of approximately $400, depending on which plan they go with. But the governor and our legislature, they haven't been able to agree. So like right now, nothing's really happening. We don't know how much, we don't know when, and we don't know how they're going to choose to roll it out to us. I kind of think it would just be better to go ahead and just do like another stimulus. Let's call it a $400 stimulus and give it to everybody who got it the time before. Put the income limits on it. Do it like that. All right. Scotty wants to know, was it busy at the theater today? Is my eye makeup halfway down my face? Yes. We were slammed. And I love it though. I love being really busy. It was nonstop go, 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 but it's really good to see like business bouncing back. Bob's, Debbie, I know you're going to want to know. The two big movies this weekend were Top Gun Maverick and then Bob's Burgers. Okay. Albert says, he just wants to say that I'm awesome. And me and Jenny Silver on what we guys have done for California and then the pandemic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, Steven, you're thankful you have a company car for work, but when you do drive your normal car, when you're off, it sucks to fill it up. Yes, it does. Hi, Josie. Thanks for stopping in. This is the first time that I've actually streamed. I used to stream every Sunday night at 9 every Sunday morning at 11 and every Monday night at 9. This is the first time in a long time when I actually have streamed 2 days in a row back to back. Okay, Michael says, hi, Michael, first of all. Second of all, personally, I feel like the $400 gas rebate thing should be at least $600 to $1,000 now with gas being so high. Yeah, that would be better for sure. Hi, Pauline. Thank you so much. Somebody last night, I also did not feel like my personal best yesterday, and they were like, "You look so beautiful," and I was like, "I don't know what camera you're looking in," but thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like I look tired on camera. My hair, you guys don't even know. I'm still sweaty, I think, from working. Oh no, Mel paid $102. Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry. Aw, you're very, very welcome. You're very welcome, Albert. Sonia, you went to Shell up in Lake Arrowhead, and that's 87 gas. It's not even like the super, like the high one. Do I know anything about EBT increase for children that are in school? I don't have specifics. I did. Oh, I just read an article yesterday, but I forgot that portion of it. I do know that they're going to do the extra food stamps, Calfresh benefits for the month of May, but you won't get those until June. But I don't know the P as in Paul, PEBT for kids that are in school. I haven't heard anything recently. Well, I did, but I just forgot what I read. If you give me a second, actually, if you wait till I look at what Josie's question is, we can look it up together. Am I back at the theater? I thought I'm in the hospitality business. Lots of nice movies coming up. It's kind of a hybrid. This company actually has like a social media policy, like I can't disclose where I work. Last time I just kind of chose not to. And Josie, if you haven't been in, my old job was Landmark Theaters, and right after I started my new job, about a month and a half later, my old job got news that they were closing, and they showed their last movie on May 22nd. So everybody was texting me, blowing up my phone, saying, "You got out just in the nick of time," but I didn't know that I was getting out in the nick of time. Okay, I'm gonna Google PEBT California, PEBT 2022 California. Let's look at that. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, hold on. We're gonna look at the government site, I think is what we're gonna do. So let me start sharing my screen. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to read it with you guys. Okay, let's see here. This is the pandemic EBT. Information about pandemic EBT or PEBT. It's a federal food program. Well, this is for 20 and 2021. I'm kind of scrolling because I know that it did get extended. But where is that? This is just like EDD with all these extensions. Okay, maybe this was not the best one. Let me go back. How about this one? This was written this month. I'm not familiar with this website. Sure, we'll accept this. Okay, pandemic EBT 2022. How long it will last in California and Florida? All right. Oh dear. Okay. The pandemic EBT PEBT program that was introduced in 2020 after the pandemic. It was first implemented. It applied to families with school-age children, but in 2021, it was extended to also include families with young children. The PEBT program, $6.82 is given to each eligible child for each school day that saw in-person learning affected by the pandemic. The maximum benefit per week is $34 per child. The program also ran in 2021 with an average of $375 per child over the course of the break. Not all children qualify. It's aimed at those kids who are eligible for free or reduced priced school meals. Also, guys, I've heard that people I don't know. People have questioned the fact that I came from poverty, but I did. I had a lunch ticket. I had it was like a little yellow ticket, and you gave it to the cafeteria lady and she punched it with the date. Like it'd be like all the dates for the whole year. But then they kept it. So I don't like I definitely like as a little kid, like I wasn't responsible for like keeping track of my own lunch ticket. Like I think if you had a lunch ticket, like you I don't know, did the cafeteria lady like give me my lunch ticket? But anyway, it was like a little like well not little. It kind of looked like a college Scantron test, but it was like, I don't know, like this big. And you gave it to the cafeteria lady and she punched it. Thank you, Frank S. I always have good information for you. So Josie wants to know, am I familiar with the public health emergency? Is it ending soon? It is not. That's called the they call it the ETS, the Emergency Temporary Standard, I believe is what it stands for. That also means that supplemental sick pay, if you catch the virus, is also extended. The Emergency Temporary Standard, the ETS here in California, that got extended through December of 2022. Yeah. Yep. Landmark closed after I left. Okay. Sonia, your aunt is on Calfresh and she gets an extra $95 a month since last November. Yeah, my mom too. My mom gets now the maximum benefit and she loves it. So yeah. I'm still looking at about this EBT increase for children that are in school. I'm having trouble finding out. Oh, here we go. I was almost there. How long will the PEBT benefit last in California? Although federal backing for the PEBT benefits came to an end after the 2021 school year, California has made it a goal to keep this program in place in 2022 in order to offer support to those families that need it most. I think that's a typo. What is this going on? Look at those band-aids. Look, these are the ads. I feel like these are dirty. Anyway. So yeah. So as long as the emergency temporary standard is in place, the ETS, those should be in place. And California has just said they will extend the ETS through the end of 2022. All right. You guys, I might pop out tonight. I don't know. Let me pull up one more thing that I think is really important. I want to talk about the free Expo line rides, the free Metro line rides. That's here in Los Angeles County. It's called the Life Transportation Program. Is that it? Low income fare is easy. Am I still sharing my screen? Let me double check. Yes, I am. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, it's my mom. My mom says Calfresh should tell you about Extra Snap. Snap Extra is still in effect to get in June. Federal okayed through July, but state decides monthly. Yes, yes, mom. I'm all clear on that. But like I was telling people, like I don't know why I didn't look that up, but yes, the extra food stamps, Calfresh, Snap, that they just confirmed that for the month of May, um, people will be eligible, but they won't get the payout until June. Um, and yeah, there's a few different dates that you can actually get it, but we're talking about so mom, there was like an extra program for people who had children in school. My mom can't hear very well, so I don't know if she'll see this. P is in Paul. Mom, can you see comments if I type them in chat? PEBT. That gave like I don't want to misquote, but you know how like there'd be after school lunch programs and it'd be like, does your kid need to stay after school in an after school program? Do they need a snack while they're here? So the PEBT program, or like there was like a summer lunch program. Um, So this, like, since schools were closed, but kids still needed to get their free lunch, it kind of supplemented that amount. So that's what they were asking about. Okay, and right now I've got the free Metro ride link open on the screen I'm sharing. Donald says, I have a food stamp review since receiving them since November. I told them I no longer need them and sent pay stubs. I'm still getting them for some reason, the maximum. Okay, I would caution you to be careful on that, Donald. I have a close friend of mine who had something similar happen. They will sometimes um they can request back pay on those. A friend of mine had the same thing happen. She's like, "Well, I reported that I was back to work full time. I gave them my income and they still gave me the food stamps, so I thought I was good and I spent them." And even during the pandemic, like I know she would have qualified for food stamps and she was like, "No, I'm never getting them again because they went after me for money." So my recommendation is like to use the calculator for food stamps to see if you're eligible. And if you know you're not eligible anymore, I wouldn't spend that money. Again, because like we were talking about yesterday, like a lot of these government programs are really poorly run. So even though you accurately reported a change in your income, it's possible that the paperwork hasn't kicked in so that your benefit amount changes on those food stamps. Now, kind of what the extra food stamp, extra SNAP benefit does is basically for the number of people in your household, as long as you're eligible for any food stamps. So let's say you're eligible for $20 in food stamps, you would get the 20 on like your regular food stamp date. And then after that, they would actually bump you all the way up to the maximum for the one person in your household. So I would just be careful with that. So yeah, Josie, again, the ETS, the emergency temporary standard. Let's see if I can find that. First of all, if you're in Los Angeles County, please sign up for this low income fare is easy, the LIFE, LIFE program for Los Angeles County. You get a free 90-day a bus pass. I also had a bus pass when I was a kid. Or like Expo line, Metro Link thing. And like it says if you self-attest also that you're eligible. So if you live in Los Angeles County and your income falls within these limits, you're eligible. If your household size is 1, it's 41,400. 2, it's 47,000. If there's 6 people in your household, your income could be all the way up to 68,600. And you only have to it's self-attest. You self-certify that you meet the program income levels. So, it's supposed to be really, really, really easy to apply. And they have it in English and Spanish. You can apply online. You can self-certify. So, yeah. If you take public transportation, you should do that. Oh, let's see here. Interesting. Riders will be required to wear face masks while on metro buses and trains and in indoor stations beginning Friday, April 22nd to comply with the new LA County health order. Did our health order just change again? Ah. Okay, let me see here. What else? Oh, I was gonna do something else that I totally forgot about. Oh, I was gonna look at the ETS. California ETS. Expiration date. How about this one? Let's just change it to like the last month of this article because past month. Okay, here it is. It says it right here. And this is in a news release. The updated ETS standards are in effect now through December 31st. They apply to most workers in California not covered by the aerosol transmissible diseases standard. So like that healthcare industry aren't affected by this ETS because like it's kind of like part of their job. Same with firefighters aren't covered by the ETS. Let's go ahead and read more about that in a second. Daniel says, I sold my car and started riding the subway. The trains are absolutely dirty and disgusting. Homeless people, sleeping trash, and crazy people every single day. Yeah. I mean, it's Los Angeles, though. My will share that my new job is downtown, and same. Like, literally, when I went for my interview, there was a man, like, laying in the street. He was okay, but he was, like, legit, like, in the street, like, not on the sidewalk, not sleeping in a doorway. Although, like, I always worry, honestly, when there's people sleeping in doorways because what if there was an emergency in that building and then, like, everybody came running out? Like, that wouldn't be good. So I always worry about that. But there was, like, legit a man, like, laying in the street. Like, that's not good. Like, what if a car doesn't see him? Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of we need to increase our budget for mental health awareness and, like, help. Okay, so let's look at this on this ETS. That's from OSHA. What employers need to know, what employers need to know, what employers need to know. Let's look at the quarantine stuff. Interesting. What employers and workers need to know. Updated May 7th, 2022. Exclusion requirements for people who test positive. These requirements apply to all employees, regardless of vaccination status, previous infection, or lack of symptoms. Employees who test positive must be excluded from the workplace for at least 5 days after the start of symptoms or after the date of first positive test if no symptoms. Isolation can end and employees may return to the workplace after 5 days if symptoms are not present or are resolving and so this means both. Like you can return after 5 days if symptoms are not present and you get a diagnostic specimen collected on day 5 or later that tests negative. If on day 5 the test is positive, isolation can end and the employee can return to the workplace after day 10 if they're fever-free for 24 hours without the use of fever-reducing medicines. If the employee is unable or chooses not to test, isolation can end and the employee can return to work after day 10 if they're fever-free. If an employee has a fever, isolation must continue and the employee may not return to work until 24 hours after the fever resolves without the use of medications. If an employee's symptoms other than fever are not resolving, they may not return until their symptoms are resolving or until after day 10. Employees must wear face coverings around others for a total of 10 days. Refer to the FAQ. Close contacts. For employees who are symptomatic, exposed employees must test within 3 to 5 days after their last close contact. Persons infected within the prior 90 days do not need to be tested. Employees need to wear face masks. If an exposed employee tests positive, they must file the isolation requirements above. Employees are strongly encouraged to get vaccinated and boosted. For employees who have symptoms, symptomatic employees must be excluded and tested as soon as possible. Blah, blah, blah. Most of this hasn't changed. Commonly asked questions. When do workers need to be paid exclusion pay? Now, exclusion pay is only valid if you caught it in work. So it's going to say that right now. When workers are required to be excluded from work due to work-related exposure, they must be paid exclusion pay. Workers should speak with their employees about available exclusion pay. Some exceptions apply. For example, if the worker can work from home, if they're receiving disability pay or workers' compensation. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Any questions about that? Oops, what am I doing here? I'm tired. Roy, the big dog is not back. Debbie's not in here, but she loves the little green guy, so we'll have him have an appearance. Oops. Yeah, our elected officials tread lightly. Hello. Do not use those. Yeah. Tread lightly. I agree. So that happened to my friend. My friend, and we're talking about the food stamps that Donald got, and he's receiving them. He said, I no longer need them, and he sent pay stubs, but he's still getting them for some reason. Now, I will say that right now, because of the ETS, well, it might not be because of the ETS, like my mom said, they assess the extra food stamps every month. If you're eligible for any food stamps, they will bump you up to the maximum for the size of your household. But if you shouldn't be getting any food stamps, don't don't spend them, because they will most likely seek reimbursement or overpayment for those. And that definitely happened to my friend. And my poor friend, like, I love her so much, but she was like, Shelly. So she wouldn't even apply during the pandemic, because she was like, nope, I got, got messed up by getting too many before, and I don't want to participate in that program. She said, Shelly, I was getting food stamps, and I reported right away that my income changed. She's like, I told them I got a new job. I told them how much I was making. And what she said to me, and she's like, but Shelly, she's like, since I told them and they kept sending them to me, I thought that I was good to spend them. She was like, because I did what I was supposed to on my end, and I told them about my job, and I told them how much I was making, and they sent them anyway. And so I spent him, and she's like, and then they went after her for an overpayment notice. So yes, high tread lightly. I agree with you 100% on that. Hi. Oh, now we're jumping all over topics today. That's kind of how it is. We can talk about and actually I'm probably wow, it's already been 43 minutes. So I was talking about all sorts of stuff. We've been talking about food stamps tonight. We've been talking about the PEBT. We've been talking about the gas tax refund or rebate. We've been talking about whether they should do like a gas tax holiday versus the gas rebate or refund. Really, these days we're just talking. Sometimes we just talk about how much it costs to fill up your gas tank. We talked about stocks earlier. We talked about how I was on to win $10,000 with Yada Bank that I'm always like recommending. But I didn't win $10,000. Let's see how much I did win yesterday. When if I share on Twitter or Facebook, I'll get like 10 extra bonus drawings into next week's. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. If it's tonight, I'm gonna cry. Okay, no. Tonight's number was 12. Okay, view past results. It says there's I won $69 in here. I'll stop sharing this screen. I won $69.89. Not bad for one day. And total with Yada Bank, guys, I've gotten like I think this is okay. 437 in prizes. And $32.25 is like the interest payment. But I'm going to say again that when my savings rate was only with Wells Fargo, I was getting literally a penny a month. A penny a month. So in 24 months with Wells Fargo savings, I would have gotten, so 24 months is 2 years, I would have gotten 24 cents, less than a quarter. I've been with Yada Bank for about 2 years, and I've gotten $32.25 for a savings reward, and then $437.54 in prizes. So all total, that's almost $470 in 2 years just for banking with Yada Bank. Yes. Yes. So this is like my total rewards, right? So what it is, dang it, I should have. Okay. So it's like there's a jackpot and you can win $10 million. And every day, Monday through Friday, they draw like it's basically like a lottery ball, right? And then it's like, how much can I win? You can win up to $10 million. The most I've won in 10 years was what I won yesterday, and that was $69.89 or whatever. I've seen a couple people actually win the Tesla. Like, I don't know them, but like I've just seen like online, either on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, that a couple people have won a Tesla. Last night, I had 5 numbers, so I only needed one number to get $10,000. Okay, now I will say that I had 5 numbers, but I didn't get $3,000 because notice that little asterisk sign there. That means like, oh, it's divided between all these people. So my $69 was what I got out of the 3,000. But the thing is, like, the more numbers you match, like the harder it is. So most of the time, the people that, yeah, yeah. So it is an interesting bank. And I really like it. I mean, I actually made a video. It's probably a really terrible video, but I did make a video on Yada Bank, and it is a cool concept. Like, to me, I figured, like, why buy lottery tickets if I can just save my money with Yada Bank and then like I get it's kind of like playing the lottery. It's cool. And it's cool because, like, guys, what bank do you know? Like, these are my actual numbers right here. What bank anywhere do you know? That's how much money I've gotten. $437.54 in prizes, plus, I'm not holding my phone right, plus $32.25. It's all I can tell you is it's way, way better than the 1 penny I was getting from Wells Fargo. Okay, so anyway, yes, it was close. High views by Shawnee. Yeah. And I do have the link to Yada Bank in the description down below. And earlier someone was asking about Weeble. Roy just likes to stir up trouble, but he's kind of funny. Debbie and him were interacting last time. Okay. Pauline says it's confusing for Yada Bank. There's none in stock. Oh, okay. So that is the one drawback to Yada Bank. And it's YOTTA, Yada. There's not any physical locations. So that is a pain in the butt. So I do direct deposit, but then yeah, if you need to get cash out, they do have a debit card. I don't really like, honestly, very few people use cash anymore. Let me see if it says where you can get the debit card. It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure it does say, but like, I've never used the debit card. I will say this. You guys know that I was traveling for work, right? And see here. I'm not going to push it because I don't want you guys to see all my info. But I was like going to cry. because I went and I saw, so I was traveling for work. I went to Denver. And while I was there, I was like, I want to support local theater. So I went to support local theater. And I had my American Express card with me. And that was all I took with me to go see live theater. And it was like live local theater. And they had tickets for like $18. And so I go and I take my American Express card and we're putting it in, it doesn't work. Well, not every business accepts American Express. Like everyone accepts Visa and MasterCard, and that's the MasterCard logo right there, right? But not everybody accepts American Express and not everybody accepts like Discover card. So I was like going to cry because I had paid like $30 for an Uber to like get to this local theater. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get in because all I have is my American Express card. And then I was like, do you take Apple Pay? And they tried and they were like, no. I like kept holding my phone next to the scanner and that wasn't working. But so this is on the Yada app and I'm not going to do it because like then you have all my account information. But if I touch that, it'll show like all the card numbers and the expiration date and like all the stuff that I need. And I was like, I was like, can you manually type it in if I give this to you? And they were like, yes. So finally, thanks to Yada Bank, I got to see a production of Kinky Boots. That was the play I saw at local theater. And it's really good. And I want to take my mom to see that. That would be a show that she would enjoy if it's here in Los Angeles again. Like thanks to Yada Bank and having the ability to like touch the card and flip it over and see all the information. So I just read them the information. And they were able to do it that way. But there's not a physical bank. Like if you're somebody that likes to go in and speak to a teller, that is not an option with that bank. And that is a drawback. Their online customer service is pretty good. And you can, this is what I do, right? Because there's also like a bonus if you have your direct deposit hooked up. So I hooked up my direct deposit so I could get bonus tickets. And then I'm going to transfer the money to Wells Fargo because I still have like my mortgage with Wells Fargo and stuff. And yeah. Anyway, so I really like it. Okay. I need to go to my local politician and form a group requesting another zoning permit for a new Yada Bank. Maybe. But I think they want to just be online. I think that's part of how they plan on like their business model. Have I looked into remote work? People overhype the amount of remote work jobs available. I also have a friend who's looking for remote work and it's hard. It is hard for him. Yeah, the prize pool is better. The prize pool is better. Yep. You get more money with the prize pool than you do through the interest rate. But even the interest rate, which is like 30 some dollars, that's more than I would have gotten. That's at least more than $1 a month from the bank, where literally I can show you right now. Like, because every once in a while, like there's like a little bit of money that winds up in my Wells Fargo account. I actually don't think I can show you right now, but a penny, literally a penny. Whereas like with Yada Bank, it's at least a couple of dollars. All right, let's see here. Roy says, it's all about who you know. I would suggest trying to become friends with tech-related professionals. That actually, okay, Roy, thank you for actually giving some good advice. That's actually really true no matter what. Even with my new job, I didn't get I didn't even know they were hiring because I wasn't really looking, but someone reached out. I mean, like I was sort of looking because I was kind of making videos on like updating your resume and stuff. And even the person who I made videos with, like I have another one that I need to put out with her about like updating your LinkedIn. And I did end up paying for LinkedIn Premium. And I added everybody that I even like remotely knew. I was like, add. Because it is a lot about networking. How I got my job that I have now is someone I used to work with, like messaged me on Instagram and they were like, hey, we're hiring, you should apply. And like, they reached out to me like maybe a couple years ago and like, refer me to a job. Sorry. And I applied, and that was like the resume that was horrible because I was like traveling for my other job at that time. So I didn't have time to like actually put together a good resume. And then I was speaking with the HR plug. She told me like all the ways that resume was bad. And I was a little embarrassed. But anyway, I got my resume together, like a nice one. And I sent it into this company. But no doubt him putting in a good word for me, like got my foot in the door. All right. It's important we let our local elected officials be aware when the community is wanting to establish another way of exchanging currency. And while I don't disagree with that, I just don't know if that's YOTA's YOTTA. And guys, if you're interested in signing up, it's Michelle20 is the referral code. And what else? I also have the link in the description down below. Same with Weeble. If you want to get your free stocks. I don't even know how many it is. I think it's more than 2 because Weeble is celebrating like their 4th birthday. But anyway, I think YOTA's business model is to not have physical locations. And that's one of the ways I'm sure that they're able to like offer the prizes is because they're not paying for like multiple branches. They're not paying for like multiple ATMs. They're an online bank, but they are fully accredited. So like it's FDIC insured, just like a regular bank would be. You think your favorite thing the last couple of years was Moviepass when it was $9.99. It was about as amazing as the stimulus. All right, well, not John's alt. I'm going to go on a rant on Moviepass for a minute. So if you're not interested in the movies and how I think Moviepass totally destroyed the movie industry, it's not Netflix, it's not streaming, it's not the pandemic. I personally, literally believe, this is a personal opinion, I think that Moviepass ruined the movie business because here's why. It changed people's consumption habits. And I know that people say that streaming changed people's consumption habits. But what Moviepass did is when it was so cheap, right? People basically saw it as free. So not even every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but every Thursday, because most new movies now, they open a day early on Thursday. So every new Thursday, every Thursday, not every new Thursday, every Thursday, people would go out and they would see whatever the new movie was. Top Gun Maverick, you're going to see it. Bob's Burgers, you're going to see it. And people rushed out and they wanted to like get the most for their money that they could. But because it was so cheap, they went right away. And then next week, they were right back in the theater seeing like the very next movie. And so what it wanted people to do is it made people want to see the next biggest movie like as soon as it came out, as soon as it came out, as soon as it came out, because they were viewing it as free and they wanted to take advantage of that. And it got people in the habit of seeing the movie the week it came out, and the very next week they were hungry for something bigger, something better, something more for free. And then what happened when Moviepass failed, and P.S. Moviepass like owes a lot of movie companies money. They just went bankrupt. They went bankrupt. They never paid a lot of the company's money that they owed, right? And they were supposed to reimburse movie theaters the full price of the ticket. And it kind of forced programs like AMC Stubs to be born, and I don't know if there's other ones, but it forced things like that to happen. But the consumption pattern that it created is I want the newest movie, I want the newest movie, I want the newest movie. And people came out to see it the first week, and then they were done with that movie and on to the next. And I think in general, like millennials, Gen Z, especially TikTok crowd, I love TikTok, but like you just scroll, you see it, now you want the next. Movies used to do business based on their longevity. They used to call it having legs. It used to be great when a film had legs. That all went out the window. Nobody cares anymore. If you don't see it like the week it opens, like you're probably not going to see it. Most people go the week it opens because they don't want to see spoilers from other people on Facebook. They don't want to see like, and by the next week they're already on to the next film. So they made people want to see, but they also want it for free. They wanted to pay $10 once and see unlimited free movies, and they want to see the biggest and best new movie week after week after week, pretty much for free. And that's not a sustainable business model. Oh, dang it. Sorry, guys. Block user. Anyway, they changed people's consumptions. And now really like it's really hard for independent films because now like if you're going to pay almost $20 for a movie ticket, you're not going to see everything. Sorry, deleting some comments. You're gonna Top Gun, people are saying that that's good, but probably most of the people that wanted to see it saw it this weekend, and if not this weekend, then next weekend. But it used to be like, because I started the movie industry when I was 18, so it used to be like a little film could get like a lot of word of mouth, and like it would get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I will tell you one film that kind of came close to that. It was like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, not John's alt says, what's my thoughts on public transit in LA? Well, I will share that my thoughts are that everybody should be using the Life transportation program and using public transportation for free. Earlier, someone was saying that that it's a little bit sketchy and that there's a lot of homeless people using it, and and it's kind of gross, I guess, was kind of their point. But honestly, I love that. I love public transportation. I told myself I was going to take it to my job, but I haven't yet because most of the time, because I just don't like wake up early enough. But the deal with that is I kind of live between two Expo lines, and basically I can take the Expo for cheaper than I can park in parking if I want to go to the beach. And sometimes, like when my car needs maintenance, I will take my car and go get maintenance. And that's also my car repair place is really close to an Expo line. So I'm like, well, whatever. I don't just want to sit here in the Toyota dealership. And I have a Prius, so I do still take it to the dealership because I don't know if regular mechanics know how to work on hybrids. Maybe they do, but I don't know. So I drop it off and I ride the Expo line to the beach, and then when my car's ready, I take it back. And so I love it. It takes you really close to the beach, and it's really cheap, and it's way less stressful than looking for parking. Not John Salt said, if I had a car, I'd probably not use it. I feel way safer on public transit in other cities. Yeah, I don't know. Let somebody else do the driving. It's especially good, like if you're tired or whatever. Okay. Roy, it's a shame they can't come up with original ideas and they have to keep pooping on the originals by remaking them. Yeah, but that's also part of the Moviepass fault where everybody just wants something new. And how are they supposed to like pump out that much content? The amount of carbon you're freeing from our atmosphere. Continue riding the bus. Yeah, and I like riding. I mean, I like taking the Expo line to the beach. And that seems, I'm tired, guys, and I actually still have to do one work thing. Sign up for your out of bank, sign up to get your free stock on Weeble, and sign up for the low income fares easy free metro rides in Los Angeles program. And I think I'm gonna head out tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time, which will hopefully be next Sunday at 11 a.m. or Monday at 9 p.m. or both. Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.